Let's look at the effect of negative feedback on a nonlinear amplifier. To make this easy to understand, I want to have an amplifier that's nonlinear but also easy to understand. So I've constructed an amplifier here that has a gain of 1 whenever the input xi is less than 0, and a gain of 10 whenever xi is positive. Here's my my definition of the gain, and I'd like to make this amplifier here as linear as possible. This is highly nonlinear. A linear thing would be a line that went straight through 0 here and was straight on both sides. In other words, the output was proportional to the input. This output will not be proportional to the input unless the input is entirely positive or entirely negative. So let's assume we have both a positive and negative input, and let's see if we can make this amplifier linear, or more linear. So to do that, I'm going to do the same thing we did to help the noise situation. I'm going to put a preamplifier A on here, and I have my input to the preamplifier here fed exactly the same way with a summer. My new input is going to come in here. I'm going to call this XS, and this guy will add in positively. I'm going to put a negative feedback term here, XF, and I'm going to subtract it. That's why it's negative feedback. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a sample of the output, which I'm going to call beta here. And here's the output right here. This is the main amplifier, the power amplifier. So I grab just a little bit of that sample and I feed it in here to beta, which is less than 1 generally. Now the gain of this amplifier with this feedback is now going to be A times A0 over 1 plus beta times A times A0. And if I take that gain, as A goes to infinity, this gain right here is going to approach 1 over beta, as you see. Take the limit as A goes to infinity here. And what that means is that X out is going to equal 1, or it's going to equal 1 over beta times XS, which, notice, this is a linear equation. In other words, beta is a number, it's a constant, it's less than 1, so this amplifies the XS signal to give you X out, and it does not have this kind of a thing right here. This, however, happens only perfectly as we let the A, the preamplifier gain, go to infinity. If it doesn't, you will end up with a situation here where you have a gain of approximately 1 over beta here and a gain of approximately 1 over beta here, but this gain won't be quite straight with this gain right here, but they will be very close if A is very large.